Yo, what's up? Dr. Swole here, MD bodybuilder, back with another video. Today we're going to be filming another full day of eating. I'm currently lean bulking, so you'll see everything I eat. I'll be showing all of my meals and laying out the macros as well, so you can get a sense of what my meals look like and how that fits into a busy schedule. If you've been enjoying my content, make sure you like the video and subscribe, and let's get right into it. My current physique, I've been staying pretty lean, which I'm happy about. Bulk is going well. Alright, so I'm going to be eating my breakfast in the car as usual to save time. I've got 2 of these breakfast wraps that I meal prepped over the weekend and a peach as well, so I'll be eating these on my way to work. Just to show you what's in these wraps, I got egg white, some cheese, chipotle mayo, and onion. So those wraps were really easy to make. On the weekend, I just took a bunch of egg whites, and I found that if you take 2 liters of egg white and divide it over 6 meals, it ends up being just a little over 30 grams of protein in egg white per meal. So that worked out really well. Wraps are also super convenient for meal prep since they're so portable. Quick rule of thumb is that 1 tortilla is usually around 30 grams of carbs. I'm currently on ultrasound, which is super cool. As a radiologist, I will be the one reading the scans afterwards, not necessarily taking images, but we need to be able to know how to scan in case we're on call and there's an emergency and we don't have an ultrasonographer in-house. So we get a couple of blocks where we learn how to scan with the ultrasound technologists. They've been restricting the number of entrances for patients and visitors because they don't want a lot of unauthorized visitors right now during the pandemic. It's been nice at least having to wear scrubs all the time. We still have to wear masks for the COVID thing. 12:45, I'm gonna take a break for lunch now. Pretty stoked. I was able to do most of a couple of scans on my own, which is pretty exciting considering this is my 4th day at it, and we're expected to do scans that normally the ultrasonographers would do, and they do 2 years of training, so pretty high standards. This rotation is pretty nice because hours are pretty regular, so I actually get to have lunch on time, somewhat on time. But I still find it helpful to have a big breakfast just so that I'm not pressured to take a lunch. We got some pork chop and pasta, and I've also got some veg here, cherry tomatoes and snow peas. The pork chops are just baked, which I find is a really easy way to make them. And I just added some Korean barbecue sauce. All right, so it's 5:10 p.m. and just got off. I had a really good day. My learning curve right now is so steep, and I'm like learning so much with every scan I do. At one point, my staff was looking at some of the images that I took and actually thought that the ultrasonographer had taken them. So we're making some progress here. It's been pretty exciting to actually start making some calls. There was a girl who came in with an early pregnancy and they weren't sure if her embryo was actually alive. And I threw in an ultrasound probe and was able to tell her that everything was okay, which was a pretty powerful feeling. Anyways, I'm heading home now. I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal in the car and we're gonna hit up a home workout. So for my pre-workout meal, I'm gonna be having these 2 plums and one of these pre-packaged protein shakes from Costco. Show you the macros here. I find these really convenient because you don't need to wash your shaker bottle after and you can just grab them and go. Now I would typically have a bit more of a complex pre-workout meal at around 4 p.m. but with ultrasound I'm hands-on the entire day, so there's really no time to break for food. So I've made my pre-workout meal a little smaller and easier to digest so I can just eat it right after work and then work out immediately afterwards. We've got an upper body day coming up today, so you'll see a few clips of that. Very lucky to have access to a home gym. I'll just show you what I have here. This is my DIY deadlifting platform. We've got plates and power block adjustable dumbbells. These actually go up to 130 pounds, which is sick. And I've got a bench and a squat rack. I've got a cable pulley setup, so I can basically do everything I need. I'm just gonna roll through a couple training clips here. I've definitely been having trouble with fatigue management while training at home since I'm using a lot more free weights. Free weights generate a high stimulus, but they also tend to produce more fatigue overall, which isn't a problem for a beginner or intermediate athlete. But as you become more advanced, you're able to damage yourself more with every set, so fatigue becomes more of a limiting factor. I've been struggling with my old pec tendonitis and patellar tendonitis flaring up, so I've been dealing with those by deloading more frequently and changing up exercises. All right guys, done my workout. I'm just gonna show you what I'm eating here for my post-workout meal. We've got some more pork chop left over from my meal prep. We've got salad that I'll be adding this red wine balsamic dressing to, and we've got some white cheddar rice cakes. The pre-mixed salads are a great way to save time and still get in your veggies. Originally I was gonna have pierogies for my carb source, but I'm really not feeling hungry, so I decided to substitute for a more palatable source. You'll notice that while in bulking, the trend is opposite from when you watch me cutting, in that I will substitute for more tasty food options rather than for less tasty options just to help me get in the calories. I find that when I'm under stress, I lose my appetite and I have trouble getting in calories. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who would love to be in that situation, but there are pros and cons. It's hard for bulking, it's good for cutting. All right, so I finished my protein and veggie source. Now I'm gonna have my rice cakes. I love these rice cakes. I always used to wonder why bodybuilders loved rice cakes so much until I started eating them, and you realize, not that there's anything magic to them, but I think a lot of bodybuilders use them because they're simple to digest and they're easy to count. One rice cake is usually around 10 grams of carbs and there's not much else in it, like fat, that might complicate your calculations. So it's easy for people to eyeball. And plus they're tasty and easy to go down, so handy for eating sort of in that peri-workout period. White cheddar is by far my favorite flavor. I'm definitely a savory guy. It's funny that during my contest prep, my taste palette actually switched to really enjoying sweets more, and I think that had to do with just my body craving a quick energy source. But anyways, now my taste palette is back to normal and it's savory all the way. I haven't set out a specific number of rice cakes I'm gonna eat, and it reflects how I follow a very flexible diet strategy. I think it's best to try and auto-regulate your nutrition when possible, so I think it's very reasonable to be counting strictly when you're in a cutting phase, but I think for the majority of the time, when you're bulking, it's ideal if you can try to move towards intuitive eating and just guiding your diet by progress in the gym, your scale weight, visual appearance, and your hunger cues. All right, so I ended up eating 10 rice cakes in the end. I didn't even keep track, but I counted back knowing that there are 7 in each package. Mealtime is usually when I respond to my YouTube comments and plan my social media posts. So when I say I reply to every single comment, this is when it's happening. So it's around 9:30 right now and I've wrapped up everything for the day. Had to spend some extra time answering comments, but anyways, we've got a little pocket of free time now that I'm gonna use to study. All these time-saving strategies I show you in my videos probably save me around half an hour to an hour of time every day to spend on extra work. And honestly, I think that extra time every day makes a huge difference. Often that last 5% is what separates the good from the great. And I think that's what you should always be shooting for. Now I'm reading about what liver cancer looks like on ultrasound, and you can see that my Flux app is working, which cuts out blue light on my screen before bedtime. It's 10:15 and my brain has shut down, so it's time to call it a day. Gonna show you my bedtime snack here. I do a protein shake with my creatine. I find that heating up my water to dissolve it better works well in terms of helping with absorption issues. So I've heated up my water, in goes my creatine. And a scoop of protein powder as well. Mix that up. I like using just water for my protein shakes just because it ends up being easier to track. Barbecue peanuts to round up my calories for the day. Trying to stick to more healthy fat sources when possible. Hey guys, just wanted to tally up my macros for the day. So I ended up hitting 194 grams of protein, 312 grams of carbs, and 113 grams of fat, which ended up totaling 3,041 calories. Now my maintenance is around 3,000 calories, so we were in a surplus. I'd probably ideally be aiming for a slightly higher surplus, but it's a busy day, and when I'm under stress, as I said, I sometimes have trouble fitting in more calories. So there definitely is some variation in terms of daily calories for me, but as long as your average weight across the week is going up across weeks, you're probably okay. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video and leave me a comment below. I'm really good at answering every single one of my comments, so you'll definitely hear back from me. In particular, let me know what you thought about my full day of eating. Curious to hear your thoughts. Comment of the week is from Decoy Boy on my last video on the 5 worst weight loss mistakes, where he actually summarized the video. It's great to see subscribers engaging with my content, and I'm excited that we're actually starting to build a community on this channel. If you want to see more full day of eating videos, check out my playlist that has some videos on my life as a doctor bodybuilder. I've got full day of eating videos for bulking and cutting in there, and you'll see what my day looks like when I'm working 24 hours in the hospital. If you haven't already, subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. See you next time.